When we're doing Qigong, it's important to also work the legs. The legs connect us with the Earth Qi, and also the meridians going up the legs have to be stimulated. And by doing horse stance, we affect the meridians in the legs, which helps us to draw up that energy. So a lot of times we do Qigong postures and movements, but it's also good to have the balance of both the upper arms and the upper body and also the lower half of the body. So we have that interconnection going on. Horse stance is a practice in Qigong, it's a practice in martial arts, not only for strengthening the muscles and nerves, but for building concentration and building balance. And so the legs and the thighs really keep us very alert and strong when they're kind of when you have awareness of them and activation of energy. And so you have good balance and you're aware of what's going on. And they also teach that the horse stance builds concentration and willpower. So your legs are very important, not to just think of the upper half of the body, but to work on stimulating the legs and the feet so the energy is flowing. Basically in horse stance, the feet are parallel and they're a little wider than shoulders minimally. If you can comfortably do a wider stance, that's okay, but it's good to work up to it to where there's no tension or stress. And the hip is forward a little bit, not completely thrust forward, but the tailbone is pointing down and the abdomen draws in a little. The arms are relaxed. So you might want to grip the toes in the ground just slightly and most of the weight's on the heels. And in this horse stance posture, you can also add that to certain Qigong movements. For example, if I was practicing separating the clouds where I go down, I might start developing to where I can go down further. And that way I'm building a little more strength in the practice. And you don't want to start too far, but eventually you can widen your posture a little when it gets to be easy, little at a time, building it up so that you're not straining the body when you go down. Now, when you bend your knees, you don't want it to go past the toes in general for safety. So you may just bend a little bit, but keep the knees so they don't trace beyond the toes, so you don't hurt your knees while you're doing it. So that's some of the benefits of horse stance. You'll see horse stance in standing like a tree, where we stand still because you want to activate that earth energy along with the heaven energy. Activating it again is bending the legs. And you might have heard that the bones in the body are piezoelectric, and that causes the activation of ions to flow up through the legs. Now, perhaps that works best if you have nothing between your feet and the ground. But in terms of Qi, I'm making the hypothesis that when you bend and strain, put a little stress on the bones, it causes the Qi to flow. In the same way, when the bones are stressed, it causes the negative ions to come up. But in this case, we're talking about Qi. So the Qi comes up the legs, and that brings a lot of health, having strong legs. Again, you could be a very strong and muscular person, and it's not necessarily giving you the same strength that you get in the horse stance because you're relaxed. You're relaxed in the posture, and you align the center of the pelvis to rest just right. Hips are forward, they rest on the legs. The upper legs rest on the lower legs and then on the feet. And this way you're strengthening your core. And when you move up and down, you're moving not from your knees, but from the core, lifting and rising. So that's something to think about working on horse stance in Qigong.